Something else we need to think about when we think about the tabernacle and the courtyard as a type of church. That the courtyard where the people were called to meet was 150 feet long, 74 feet wide. Is that a dimension you can imagine in your mind? Okay. It's a dimension that you can picture. Okay. Any idea how many Hebrews there were at the time when they erected the courtyard and the tabernacle in the wilderness? A slew of them. That's a country girl, okay?
Good number.
Approximately 3 million. Okay, here's a riddle for you. How do you get 3 million Jews in a courtyard 150 feet long and 74 feet wide? All right. Here's the answer. You don't. You don't. Now, think about it. If you were God, if I was God, thankfully that's not the case, but if that was the case, wouldn't you figure, I got 3 million people here. I need to make a building big enough, a space big enough for them to come in, right? Does it not make sense? Except don't you realize that God realized that, you know what? They're not all going to want to come here. They're certainly not going to all want to come at the same time, but the truth of the matter is they're not all going to want to show up. They're not all going to want to be there. The bottom line is this. Not everyone's going to come to church either. And certainly not everyone's going to come to this church. This church isn't going to be for everybody. I remember, how many of you met Chris and Chrissy, who lived in the trailer? Excuse me, I didn't say that. They lived in the cottage, okay? Behind us, right? How many of you met Chris and Chrissy? Raise your hand. I'm going to tell you something. Though I've never met a sweeter couple. I've never met a man who loved the Lord more than Chris. Okay? But I can also tell you right now that they would never have fit in this church. Does anybody know me and know them, know what I'm talking about? Okay, Doug raised his hand. Does that make them bad? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But what I love, and here's an example, just so you understand where I'm coming from. This is not insult to them in any way, shape, or form. The church they went to, if women came to church with pants, they would ask you next time to wear a dress. And if you could not afford a dress, they would help you buy one. Okay, they loved you, and they loved God. And I'm not insulting them, and I'm not putting them down. Okay. That's the church they went to, and it was the right church for them. And it's the right church for everybody who loves going there, right? But I can tell you right now, it wouldn't be the right church for me. And this church wouldn't be the right church for them. But what I loved about them is even though I knew exactly where they were coming from, I knew exactly where they went to church, probably Doug Dick back there and myself, we probably had the most interaction with them. I know Richard had some interaction with them. Did you ever once hear anything judgmental come out from them about how we're different? Not once. Nothing judgmental, nothing legalistic, nothing condemning. You know why? Because I think they understood the same thing. They love the Lord, and every church is different. Not everybody is going to fit in this church. But I thank God for the one who do. Amen. I really do. I have a personal belief. I think this is the best church I've ever been in.
Amen.
Amen.
All right? I do. And not because I'm here, but because you're here. Okay? That's what I think makes this the best church I've ever been in. You people. But that doesn't mean it's the one for everyone. And you know what? If I was a member of another church and I enjoyed that church, guess what I would think? That's the best church I've been in, okay? And that's the way it should be. Not everybody would fit in the tabernacle. Not everybody will fit in this church, but those who got calls will come and join us. The second thing we see is the tabernacle and change. Let me continue reading. A tabernacle, the second verse, was set up. In its first room were the lampstand, the table, and the consecrated bread. This was called the holy place. Behind the second curtain was a room called the most holy place, which had the golden altar of incense, and the gold-covered ark of the covenant. This ark contained the gold jar of manna, Aaron's staff that had budded, and the stone tablets of the covenant. Okay? So look at verse 4. Somebody tell me, where is the golden altar? You just read it. Somebody tell me. I know somebody's got their Bible up there.
Holy of Holies.
In the Holy of Holies, right? It's behind what veil? The second veil. Okay, now, you don't have to turn there, but in Exodus, the 40th chapter, verse 26, Moses placed the gold altar in the tent of meeting in front of the curtain. That's what it says in Exodus. The altar was placed in the front of the curtain. Now in Hebrews, the altar is where? Behind the curtain. Uh-oh. We have a contradiction. Oh no. Whatever will we do? The Bible contradicts itself. Anybody believe that?
No.
Not in your life. How many remember where the piano used to sit? Anybody remember where? Right down there, right? So, if I was to tell somebody in our church the piano sits here, and then somebody, well, if I was to ask Robert Bratt, okay? Some of you know who Robert Bratt is, most of you don't, and that's okay. But let me tell you something, this church is here because Robert Bratt was a man of God. Okay? That's one of the reasons this church is here. But if I was to ask Robert Bratt, let me ask, if I was to ask Robert Bratt, where's the baptismal in this church? What would he tell us? Right where I'm standing, okay? Now if I was to ask Richard, where's the baptismal in this church? Richard would say, out behind the building. Do they contradict each other? Not really. It's just that the last time Robert was here, the baptismal was here. The last time Robert Bratt was here, the piano was right down there. Now the piano's up here and the baptismal's out in the back behind the building. All it means is the lampstand, the golden altar moved. Didn't it? Somewhere down the line, they moved the golden altar. Now, here's the thing to pick up on here. Nowhere in here does it say it was wrong. The writer of Hebrews say, and it was here, and it should have been over here. Or it used to be over here. No, he doesn't say it's wrong, it's bad, it's wicked, or it's evil. He just says it is. This is where it is.